6 candidates are in the running for 2 seats on Cupertino City Council. As part of the City Channel's ongoing coverage of this race toward Election Tuesday, you are about to see an up-close and personal introduction to one of those 6 candidates. This is Candidate Roundtable with tonight's featured City Council candidate, Barry Chang.
Welcome to Candidate Roundtable. I am Roberta Holloman, a member of the League of Women Voters of Cupertino Sunnyvale and moderator today. With me are our media panelists, Erin Hussey of the Silicon Valley Community Newspapers and Mei Wei Huang, South Bay Bureau Chief of the World Journal, a Chinese language newspaper. Our candidate today is Barry Chang. Mr. Chang has been living in Cupertino for 22 years and also served on the Cupertino School Board for 8 of those years. He has represented the residents, parents, and teachers in the past. Now he wants to apply his expertise to help out this beautiful city become an even better place to live. Mr. Chang believes a council that actively participates in and around the community is what Cupertino deserves. He has always believed a public servant should provide excellent customer service and begins with listening to the community's needs and addressing them in a reasonable way. His voting record while on the Cupertino, let me go on to another paragraph. Barry has been married to his wife Sue for 26 years. They have raised 3 children in Cupertino. All 3 of them went through Lincoln Elementary School, Kennedy Junior High School, and Monte Vista High School. Eileen and Alice graduated from UCLA in 2006. Eileen is currently enrolled at UC Berkeley Optometry School. Alice is helping in Barry and Sue's office, and Howard is a student at UC San Diego. His voting record while on the Cupertino School Board proves that he always votes independently and intelligently in the way that fulfilled people's desire. Having run 2 marathons, he knows what it takes to get a job done. He wants to make Cupertino a landmark city in Silicon Valley. Mr. Chang, what do you see as the most important issue facing Cupertino for the next few years?
I think the next few years, the most important is we get the direction, put it the right direction, focus on making our retail business survive and doing well, instead of focusing on approving more housing project, and then you got the referendum coming up. It become an infighting for Cupertino, and which is not healthy for Cupertino, in my opinion. So besides that, you look at the number 1 revenue for city of Cupertino it's actually from retail sales revenue, sales tax revenue is number 1, 30% of the general revenue fund, compared to property tax only 16% of it. So it's more than that. So if we focus on getting our retail going, making a nice regional shopping center right next to Barco, between Barco and HP property, develop that property nicely, like the one in Santana Row, we can achieve that. And then we'll increase a lot of sales tax revenue for our city. And in the meantime, the resident can enjoy a lot of benefit of service. And that's very important.
Barry,
Yes.
After 8 years in Cupertino School Board, you decided not to rerun in 2003.
Right.
Tell us why you make that decision then and why you are deciding to run for the City Council now, because we know you pull out the paper the last minute.
Yeah, right. You're right. At the end of 2003, number 1 is my business. I've been serving 8 years on Cupertino School Board. As you know, that's no pay job. Okay, for 8 years, no pay is just very hard on my business. So I need to recuperate. So that's why I went off. And besides that, I don't get much fun out of it at the end of my school board service, because the way the voting record, a lot of time I'm out with the majority of the board, and which I don't think. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't feel I get much fun out of it. So I decided I'm not going to run again. And then the last, what you want to call is the straw over, bring down the camel is in 2003, I remember at the beginning, when we get 5% COLA, cost of living index adjustment from the state, that means this teacher salary we can, in the history of Cupertino School, we generally pass on to the teacher because our teacher salary is really low at that time, $47,000 beginning teacher salary. So, but then at that time, the former superintendent say, oh, economy is bad after the dot-com bubble, and the teachers should be happy they got a job, so we will only give them 3.5% raise instead of give them 4 or 5% of what we got from the state, and which I oppose, and of course I lost. Okay, I'm in minority, and what can I do, right? I try to help my teacher as much as I can because I know their salary is low. And then 3-4 months later, the former superintendent come back, ask for 17.8% increase on his salary. And his salary is already $200,000 already, plus car allowance, plus annuity, all this benefit. And as I say, his salary is $200,000 a year. So I say, how can you do that? You just tell your rank and file, your teacher, that you guys should be happy to have a job, and you can only get 3.5% raise. And now 4 months later, you come to the board, ask for 17.8% raise.
But you decide to rerun. You decide to run for the public office now. Tell us why.
Right.
now.
Okay. All right. Okay. So at that time, that's why I decided I don't want to continue. It's 4-1. Majority win, and I'm the only one, and I'm not afraid to stand up in that kind of situation. And to me, I feel it's ridiculous, no fun at all. So I'm get out of Cupertino School Board, and that's it. And then besides that, I have to recuperate from my business. Okay. Now you will say 4 years later, now why you run again? 4 years later, I did pretty okay in my business, and which the way I am, if I focus on doing something, I generally get it done good. So I'm doing fine. And then I look at the city, the past few years situation is not healthy, as I mentioned to Roberta. The way we have the city council approve the housing project without proper consideration of other impact to our school, to our traffic, and then at the same time, against the majority will, when the citizen came up to the city hall meeting and said, no, please do not approve it, please not, then they just approve it. So there you have the city resident up on their arm, organize, and then put up the referendum and vote it all down. It's, in my opinion, that's infighting. Okay, we cannot afford to do this kind of infighting continuously, because then it's not healthy for the school, for the city. And that's why I feel my expertise, I'm a very good listener. I always listen to any group, every group is really want to talk to me when I was on school board, and I help them resolve the problem. Okay, for example, we have 2 teacher contract negotiation impasse when I was on school board. I helped resolve those impasse and then diffuse 2 potential teacher strike. Okay, which, if the teacher strike, which would be really bad for the school, but I helped resolve it. So I know I have the skill and I have the vision for the city. I want to help to make this city a landmark city in Silicon Valley. So whenever people come to Silicon Valley to come to Santa Clara, they will say, I want to live in Cupertino, I want to shop in Cupertino, I want to work here, I want to entertain here. And then so we get a lot of sales tax revenue. Okay, so that's why. And then I think I look at all the other candidates at the last minute, none of them has my background, has my ability, has the skill I have, has the experience I have. So I decided I'm the best person to do it, and I better come forward and serve this community, because I live here 22 years, work here 22 years. I really love this city, and I'm committed to this city.
Mr. Chang, on
Yes.
your website, you state there has been rampant growth without apparent direction in Cupertino.
Right.
This appears to be a pretty strong criticism towards the City Council. So what, in your view, are the mistakes that they've made, and how would you go about changing them?
All right, there's a couple of them. Aaron, thank you very much for bringing up this question. You look at the past project, okay, the Cypress Hotel, and I talked to the city official, okay, and I look at the way Cypress Hotel, their conference room, the largest is 250 they can host, right, if you've been there. HP and Apple Computer, the leader over there, keep telling us, the city leader here, say, you don't have enough conference room for us to do the conference here. And HP and Apple is an international company and very well known, not only nationally, okay? And then you only have a room of Cypress Hotel can host 250 people. It's not enough. Cypress Hotel, when the city council approved that project, they should demand the builder, the developer, to do it provide larger conference hall for this side of business. And then they can reduce some of the condo unit on the Montebello. I mean, those 8-story one, there's a lot of condo unit there. They don't need that many units. I'm not against building it, but you have to be reasonable, and then you have to make sure that it will help the city grow and prosper, especially retail business, so we can get more revenue. So if the city civic leaders don't know what they are doing and then will do it right, then Cypress Hotel won't be a problem. Okay, then they have another conference, so there will be a lot of guests. And generally, when the guests come over, if the husband go to the meeting, the wife go to shopping. Okay, which is normal, right? So, and when they're shopping, where are they going to go? Of course, Cupertino. Then we'll get the retail business. Okay, that's one project. Second project, you look at the one across street from the library and the city hall, right? That area there. That Taylor Woodruff building those townhouses, okay, blocking all the foot traffic for the retail. So that area is not moving at all. Okay, Villaggio, okay, again the condo all sold out, but then the downstairs retail is not going anywhere. It's still for lease. If you have time, you go over there, you look at it, you can see it. Okay, and then very vividly, you look at across street from the library, you see Lucky Cupertino Cafe, right? Has no lock. I mean, closed now. And then someone told me that they changed hands 3 times. That means they cannot make it. The business there cannot make it. The retail, you cannot just have one store there and expecting them to survive. Retail, you got to have a chain of different kind of retail to support each other. So people will come, most people now, they want to come by, drive their car, park their car, and then do all their shopping, and then even their entertainment and dining, and then get it all done once. They don't want to go here once and then drive all the other to the other end of the city and do another stuff and then come back here. It's not going to work. Okay, so you look at that one. That's in my opinion, Villaggio is a very clear picture. It's another failure. We did not rent it out. Okay. And then you look at Metropolitan at Cupertino, right next to Barco on Stevens Creek, right? All the condos sold out. Of course, then developer make the money and then sold the condo, then they're gone. Then what we have left, the retail shop is still vacant there for lease. If you have time, anybody have time, go stop by there, right on Stevens Creek, drive into Metropolitan. You look at those shops around Stevens Creek. It's not leased out. So our city left with all this empty store. So that's apparently there's no ramp, there's no clear direction. And I know some council members say I want to see the pedestrian, but then they approve the project. It doesn't provide any pedestrian. Okay, so that project is in front of the library and city hall. It's gone. In my opinion, it's gone. Okay. The only opportunity we have is the HP property. So I'm glad the Toll Brothers got voted down by referendum. I think that our citizen is much smarter than our city hall. I mean, I'm making the comment maybe people don't like to hear, but from those kind of instance, that's the way how I see it. And that's why I say I can help in that end. My background in real estate, both retail and the residential, and also my background on school board, a good listener. I would listen, I would take input from any direction and make a proper, right judgment for it, and then do it for what the best interest for the city. So, and that's why what I'm saying there. Okay.
Thank you. You can find more information on candidates for Cupertino City Council at the city website, cupertino.org, and also at the League of Women Voters website of nonpartisan election information, Smart Voter. That's at smartvoter.org.
Barry, I want to go back, revisit a little bit what you just said.
Sure.
I know that you are like the other many residents. You don't want Cupertino to turn into a condo-dino.
Right.
But if my memory serves me right, when we were talking about the rezoning the north part of Valco,
right,
you came to the council and you say in favor of that project. That means you are in favor of the idea that they're going to build 137 units of housing there. Can you explain your thoughts?
Okay, I did spoke up for the Barco condo project nearby Wharf and 280. Okay, and the reason is because I believe at that time that would be good for Valco, because we don't want to see Valco kind of try to make it. Okay, I came to this area I moved to this area in 1985. I remember we used to shop in Valco. Okay, we took our kids, Sue and I, my wife, we took our kids to Valco. We enjoyed. You know, I remember we bought bread from Grand Door, but then you see the business keep going down and then become close. The store close here and there. It just doesn't feel right. You know, I want to see Cupertino prosper. Okay, and I want to help it grow back up. But the way at that time, what I believe is mixed use is the trend for the shopping center now. You look at Santana Row, you look at a lot of other projects. That's the trend is going. So that's why I believe that's a project hopefully will help Valco doing well. Okay, and then that's a project is the least impact to the city traffic. Okay, and then of course there will be some impact on the high school, but the high school is going to that area is going to Cupertino High. It's not making that much impact to because Cupertino High, based on my knowledge, is there still room for growth. Okay, compared to Mana Vista, there's no room. I mean, there's really overcrowded in Mana Vista. So at that time, that's why I voted yes on for Valco project, but I vote no for Toll Brothers project. Okay, I'm not, as I said earlier, I'm not 100% against growth. Okay, if there's no growth, then then everything dies down. Okay, you got to have a reasonable growth. Okay, and that's why.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
As a former Cupertino Union School District trustee,
right,
do you see any areas where the city can do a better job working with the district to solve certain problems like traffic congestion, the shared recreational facilities, anything like that?
Right. I think so. I did. Instead of spend a lot of time trying to get the endorsement, I don't go that route. I did spend a lot of time talking to the city, the school official. I talked to Phil Kwan as Cupertino School District. I talked to school board member Bill Wilson. I talked to April Scott at Mana Vista High School. I talked to Paulie Bove at the Fremont Union High School superintendent. I also talked to Cupertino High School, Cami, Cupertino High School principal, Cami. And I spent a lot of time to find out what their situation and then what kind of impact will be and how can we cooperate. For instance, I personally like swimming. Okay, so I'm attending the under-college swimming class. Okay, and I talked to April on Mana Vista High School principal, April Scott. She mentioned yes, we can cooperate if like for instance their swimming pool is not in use in a certain month, then we can work it out. If we can work it out the detail, then city can lease it for it and then maintain and help them pay for it. And then we can provide some swimming class for the elder, for the senior, or for the citizen here. So that's one way. And then the other way we can do is, I know the overcrowdedness, as you mentioned, Aaron, earlier, about the art class got cut off, the music class, and then the athletic courses got cut off. There's also another major problem on the overcrowdedness is the library. Library don't have enough room. Okay, for example, Mana Vista High School has 2,600 students now, close to 2,600 students this year. Okay, but the library space only 150 space. So a lot of students, and I also spend time talking to Mana Vista High School students, a whole bunch of them. I think probably about 30, 40 of them. They told me that they cannot get into their library. They cannot use it because it's always crowded. There's no space. And that's a major problem, okay, for the student, okay, when they need it. So one of the focus I'm going to do is I'm going to expand more on the library hour here. I know we expanded already to Monday, but I look at the schedule. You have 47 days a week. You have 4 schedules. It's confusing, okay. So I think we should make it streamline 2 schedules and then expanding the hour. Like I would, if I get elected, I'm going to work very hard to expand it to 10 to 9, Monday through Thursday. and 10 to 6 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 2 schedule. So everybody know 10 o'clock library open. So they don't have to go over there. What? It's 1 o'clock open. Then they have to come back again. Okay. So they know what to expect. And then generally, weekday, most people will want to spend time at home. So we can cut it short to 6 o'clock. We'll be fine. Okay. So my schedule for the expanding the library out, and then people will ask me where the money come from, right? We expand it based on what I know. One more day is cost about $250,000 a year. So expand it more hours, like what I propose, 10 to 6 for Monday through Thursday, and then 10 to 9 for Monday through Thursday, and 10 to 6 for the weekend and Friday. Probably, my rough estimate, probably another $250,000 a year should be able to cover. Okay, we have the best facility there. Why not use it? All we need is provide the manpower. Same thing on our school. When you mentioned about cooperation, they have just renovated their school, and then with like a nice swimming pool, a lot of facility. We can cooperate and help each other. And also another thing on the elementary school, I'm talking to Phil, the superintendent, Phil Kwang, regarding maybe there's some after-school program we can provide, because I remember when my kid was small, we have to juggle between my wife and me. We have to figure out, oh gosh, you have to go pick up my kids, because it's 2:30 or 3 o'clock after school. So if there's an after-school program can come into the school, and then take it over, and then so the parents don't have to rush back to the school, pick up their kids, and then they know their kid is in a good hand, in a safe area in school, and then we have an after-school program coming in to give them either art class or music class or other athletic class or whatever to provide it. And then parents don't have to rush. They can wait until when they are finished their working hour, and then after work, then they can come to the school, pick up their kids. So there's another area we can cooperate. And then we have a very nice facility here, because Cupertino School District, when I was there, we done 2 school renovation, and then both projects renovate all our classroom, and then we did it nicely, on time, within budget. That's when I was on the school board. Okay?
Okay.
Sure.
We have time for one more question.
Yeah, I'm going to change gear a little bit.
Okay.
Do you think our city provides quality services to its senior citizens? Do you think Cupertino is a nice place to get old in?
I think so, but there's a room to do better, to improve. Okay, for example, one of what I'm going to do is, I heard some senior, tell me that the senior membership fee is too high. Okay, so one focus I would do is reduce the seniors membership fee. Okay, to as low as possible, because you want to attract more senior to use that facility. The senior center, yeah. Senior center is very nice facility there. Okay, we have all this nice facility. We should utilize to the.
How much is the fee now?
The fee is $22 a year now. Okay, and then to a lot of senior citizens, they told me that it used to be $10. Now they keep checking it out. So if we can bring it down, I will work hard to bring it down, the senior center member fee, and also provide more program, as I mentioned, about like a swimming class. I know there's a lot of senior taking the swimming class at the Enza, okay, and then if we can have more, and then people can go to Mala Vista High School swimming pool, or Cupertino High School swimming pool, or even Homestead High School swimming pool. Then you can have a different program, different location, and then you can provide more program for the seniors. So that what I'm planning to do, and I enjoy it. And to your surprise, I'm qualified for the senior membership there at the senior center there. I mean, they say 50 years old. I'm 55, so I signed up too.
Okay, one more quick question. Do you have a quick one?
Do you feel, I know like in your past campaigns you've really stressed that you welcome input from all your constituents. Do you feel like you've been pretty successful at that, or are there certain changes that you're going to be doing if you are elected?
I would do the same. I'm very successfully doing that. I enjoy it, and I'm not afraid to go. Sometimes you will go into the group, they're not happy. Okay, I remember when we have the school scheduling change. At the time, the former superintendent wanted to change it height and the middle school schedule, the teacher and parent, they were really angry. Okay, so they organized, and then I remember that night was more than 200 angry parent and teacher at the Cupertino library, at the old library, at the community hall down below the section there. And I have the legitimate reason not to go, because at that night I have to present an offer for my clients. So I asked the agent, so how much time do I have? He said 1 hour. We have multiple offers, but I'm going to wait for an hour to take another offer to see what they have. So you have 1 hour. So I rushed from Saratoga, come back to Cupertino, went to Cupertino community room, and there's 200 angry parents and the teacher. So when I walked in, they were yelling and screaming at me. Okay, so then I told them, hey, listen, you invite all 5 school board members. They say yes. Who is here? I'm the only one, right? You also invite superintendent, right? They're not here, right? I'm the only one. I'm willing to listen to what you have to say. And then you yelling and screaming at me. Is that fair? So that calmed them down right there. Okay.
And now we are going to have to conclude this session. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll join us for the next edition of Candidate Roundtable. Check the city website for broadcast dates and times.